Hi there, Mel Gibson. I know. It's me again. Laugh out loud, haha. So, this pitch captures the more complete and comprehensive story framework developed thus far for this epic I am designing, spanning the Solarverse, Horrorverse, and Mortalverse, while framing it as a groundbreaking multi-format franchise inspired by Gibson's iconic contributions to action, drama, and epic storytelling. Braveheart, Mad Max, The Passion of the Christ. This is me just being a bit of an idiot, trying to pitch to a major studio, like Gibson's Icon Productions, blending the mythology, characters, and formats into a visionary narrative worthy of his legacy. My Pantheon Kingdoms, a multiverse saga framework, is dedicated to Mel Gibson, a visionary legacy in action, heart, and soul. May the primordial sun god bless you, Mr. Gibson, your unparalleled impact on cinema. Through the raw intensity of Mad Max, the heroic and heart-wrenching sacrifice of William Wallace in Braveheart, and the profound, deep, majestic spirituality of the Passion of the Christ, as well as the enigmatic brilliance of Apocalypto, reaching further than any other man in my eyes in the film industry as a pioneer and patriot of the modern age in America, who has time and time again redefined epic storytelling throughout the generations. Much love, my man. You are possibly the man I respect most in the industry for real. Thank you for your truly great contribution to the world, and particularly me as a boy at the age of 5, seeing you just absolutely kick ass while being the most humble of them all in real life. Of course, one can argue for your protagonist role. May the primordial sun god bless you, Mr. Gibson. Your unparalleled impact on cinema through the raw intensity of Mad Max, the heroic and heart-wrenching sacrifice of William Wallace in Braveheart, and the profound, deep, majestic spirituality of the Passion of the Christ, as well as the enigmatic brilliance of Apocalypto, reaching further than any other man in my eyes in the film industry as a pioneer and patriot of the modern age in America, who has time and time again redefined epic storytelling throughout the generations. Much love, my man. You're possibly the man I respect most in the industry for real. Thank you for your truly great contribution to the world, and particularly me as a young boy at the age of 5, seeing you just absolutely kick ass while being the most humble of them all in real life, as well as on screen for your protagonist roles. This screenplay and cinematic universe of the Pantheon Kingdoms' first ultimate saga is called Eclipse of Eternity, and is inspired by your fearless vision, your ability to blend visceral action with deep emotional resonance, and your knack for crafting worlds that resonate with universal truths. It truly is an honor to dedicate this ambitious project to you, envisioning a franchise that could stand alongside your masterpieces, inviting you to helm its origin film and lend your voice to its cosmic heart. Let's embark on this journey together, forging a new legend in the stars. Overview: a cosmic saga spanning light, shadow, and soul. Eclipse of Eternity is a groundbreaking cinematic universe saga of the Pantheon Kingdoms epic that merges live-action blockbusters, hybrid animated live-action series, and high-end Japanese anime films to explore an epic mythology of creation, corruption, and redemption. Set across 3 interconnected realms: the Solarverse, heaven in the sun's core; the Horrorverse, Satan's black hole underworld; and the Mortalverse, feudal Japan's ethereal landscapes. This franchise weaves samurai, ninjas, gods, and a sentient cosmic force into a narrative of breathtaking scope and intimate humanity. Inspired by the grandeur of the Polar Express, the poignant stillness of the snowman, and the dynamic intensity of Japanese anime, Eclipse of Eternity offers Mel Gibson a canvas to showcase his signature blend of action, spirituality, and raw emotion, culminating in a trilogy that could redefine blockbuster cinema. The core mythology, a universe born of brothers. In the beginning, there was nothing but a void, until 2 brothers, the primordial God and Satan, emerged as galaxy-sized beings of pure potential. Their creation, born of thought and imagination, shaped stars, nebulae, and planets over 5 billion years. Their bond a playful balance of light and shadow. But Satan's unspoken anguish, felt as the primordial God's radiance, outshone him, birthed a sinister byproduct, dark matter, the sentient slimy mass, feeding on Satan's loneliness, poisoned his mind, spawning true evil. However, when Satan's despair nearly destroyed the universe, the primordial God, in his first moment of despair, imploded into the sun, creating the solar verse's heaven to house worthy souls. He reshaped Satan into a black hole, the horror verse's hellscape, imprisoning him with the dark matter, not through malice, but for respect, admiration, for his brother. Earth, the mortal verse, became a testing ground where souls reincarnate through a cycle, judged as humans, reborn as animals reflecting their essence, then humans again, unless banished to the horrorverse or ascending fully in the solarverse. This ultimate cycle, guarded by wormholes and a three-headed guardian, Cerberus, sets the stage for a saga of light versus shadow, honor versus corruption, and redemption versus damnation. A perfect arena for Mel Gibson's storytelling prowess. The Pantheon Kingdoms. A MultiVerse Saga includes a total of 5 phases of epic storytelling. I will break down for you now. Phase 1, The Sun's Dawn, origin film, live-action blockbuster. Length, 2 hours, 15 minutes. Director vision for Mel Gibson. Imagine Mel Gibson stepping into the helm, channeling the epic scale of Braveheart and the apocalyptic intensity of Mad Max. As the primordial god, Gibson's voice could resonate with the warmth and gravitas of a fatherly creator, while his directorial eye crafts a visually stunning, emotionally wrenching tale of brotherly love turned cosmic tragedy. This first nucleus of everything, ancient tale, ultimately questions the roles of the primordial brothers in this massive intergalactic and cosmic story. This origin film opens with the primordial god, Gibson's voice, a radiant human-like figure in CGI, and Satan, a tormented shadowy giant, crafting the universe, their laughter echoing through galaxies. Dark matter emerges from Satan's anguish, a slimy, sentient horror that corrupts him, leading to a universe-shaking clash. The primordial god implodes into the sun, creating the solarverse, while Satan becomes the black hole core of the horrorverse. Cerberus, a majestic three-headed guardian, light, loyal, and serene. Shadow, cunning, and conflicted. Balance, wise and neutral. Is born from their essence, but fractures as evil rises. The film ends with Earth's first souls, samurai and ninjas, emerging, their fates tied to the cycle. Visuals. Sweeping live-action vistas of feudal Japan filmed in New Zealand, blended with CGI cosmic battles, a la the Polar Express's grandeur. Samurai in radiant armor clash with shadowy raiders, early skull hunters, their choreography echoing Gibson's Braveheart battles. Cerberus's form, towering and CGI-driven, mirrors Gibson's knack for iconic larger-than-life figures. Tone, a Braveheart-like epic of sacrifice, with the snowman's quiet moments in the brothers' bond and anime's intensity in dark matter's horror. Setup. Introduces the mortal versus samurai, clan of the Radiant Crest, led by Hikaru, and the ninja clan Obsidian Vale, home to Sayuri, setting up their clash in Cerberus's role as the universe's guardian. Phase 2, Whispers of the Black Hole. Horrorverse season, 8 episodes, hybrid animated and live action. Length, 8 episodes, 45 minutes each. Format, a chilling hybrid, Japanese anime. Mappa style for dark matter, skull hunters, and Cerberus's shadowhead. And live action, Satan's prison, trapped souls. This format suits Gibson's love for gritty realism and stylized spectacle, offering a horror-driven narrative to rival the passion's intensity, I feel. In this brutal series, things take a turn to focus in on the fallout of the first film and the overall darkness of dark matter's sentient being. The horrorverse unfolds as Satan, half asleep, half awake, languishes in the black hole, tormented by dark matter's control. Cerberus guards the wormholes, its heads, light, a loyal and serene figure, struggling for hope and justice. Shadow, who is aligned with dark matter and feeds into the chaos. And Balance, the wise and mediating upholder of the wormholes and keeper of the souls, at war. The Skull Hunters, led by Sayuri, hunt souls banished to the underworld, their skeletal forms animated in dark fluid anime, Live-action sequences show human souls, samurai and ninjas, trapped in slime-filled dungeons, their screams echoing as dark matter consumes them. Each episode explores a wormhole realm, ending with dark matter's plan to breach the solarverse, Cerberus's balance forging a pact with a soul, and Satan stirring. Visuals. Anime segments are Mappa's high end with the snowman's eerie silence in dark matter's scenes and the Polar Express's tension in Cerberus's battles. Live action is gritty, horror-driven with black hole vistas, and Cerberus's live-action form, practical effects and CGI, towering over slime-drenched sets, evoking Gibson's apocalypto intensity, tone, of the passion-like descent into darkness, with Mad Max's relentless action and anime's visceral horror. Setup. Deep in Sayuri's corruption, Cerberus's internal struggle, and dark matter's threat, priming the solarverse's awakening, and Hikaru's ascent. Now on to Phase 3. Shadow and Guardian. Animated film. Sayuri and Cerberus love connection. Length. 1 hour, 45 minutes format. High-end Japanese anime in Mappa's signature style, offering Gibson a chance to explore emotional depth and anime's visual poetry, reminiscent of the passion's spiritual intimacy. And this particular tragic story goes like this. This ambitious film delves into a forbidden, tragic love between Sayuri, a skull hunter struggling with her humanity, and Cerberus's balance head, the neutral guardian of the wormholes. Set in liminal spaces between the horrorverse and mortalverse, Sayuri, in rare human form as in Your Image, encounters Cerberus, her golden kimono tattered but radiant. Balance sees her potential for redemption, while Shadow tempts her with power, and Light mourns her fall. Their bond deepens across ethereal mountainscapes, but dark matter manipulates Sayuri, forcing her to attack Cerberus. She rejects love, returning to the horrorverse, while Balance vows to save her, fracturing further. Visuals. Mappa's fluid, detailed animation, Sayuri's ninja movements, Cerberus's majestic three-headed form and glowing wormholes, blends the snowman's quiet intimacy with the Polar Express's cosmic wonder. Sayuri's golden kimono and moonlit scenes echo Your Image, amplified by anime's vibrant colors and tragic beauty. Tone. A Braveheart-like tale of forbidden love and sacrifice, with a snowman's melancholy and anime's emotional intensity. Setup. Sets up Sayuri's lingering humanity as a catalyst for Cerberus's redemption, dark matter's growing threat, and the solarverse's unrest. Phase 4. Light of the Dormant Core. Solarverse season, 8 episodes, animated. Length, 8 episodes. 45 minutes each format. Luminous, ethereal anime. Mappa inspired. Offering Gibson a chance to explore divine struggle and soulful drama, echoing the passion's spiritual depth. So now on to the most ambitious story I feel. The Solarverse. Heaven within the sun's core. Houses souls judged worthy, awaiting ascension under the dormant primordial god. Tensions rise as his dreams disturb harmony, with souls fearing judgment or craving freedom, influenced by dark matter's whispers through wormholes. Cerberus's lighthead guards the Solarverse, clashing with Shadow's intrusions. Hikaru, reborn as a wolf spirit, leads a faction advocating balance, while others plot to awaken the sun god prematurely. The season ends with his faint awakening, dark matter breaching the Solarverse, and the Satan stirring in the horrorverse. Visuals. Ethereal anime. Golden glows, floating souls, and wolf spirit Hikaru and Reikiba Yoroi, with the Polar Express's majestic scale and the snowman's quiet tension. Cerberus's lighthead shines brightly, contrasting Shadow's dark tendrils. Tone. A Braveheart-like epic of leadership and faith, with the passion's spiritual undertones and anime's intensity. Setup. Prepares for the final clash, the sun and Satan's awakenings, and the mortal verse's pivotal role. Phase 5, Eclipse of Eternity. Final trilogy film set, hybrid live action and anime. Length. 3 films, 2 hours, 15 minutes each. Format. Hybrid live action, mortal verse battles, primordial god Satan showdowns, and anime. Solarverse and horrorverse, Mappa style, blending all styles for a grand finale. Gibson could direct or produce, bringing Braveheart's epic battles and the passion's spiritual weight to this climax. Now, here we go. Here is the main story for this ultimate pinnacle trilogy. Part 1, Fracture of the Wormholes. Cerberus's heads war for control, with balance uniting them as dark matter breaches all verses. Hikaru and Sayuri lead mortal verse forces, Radiant Crest verses, Skull Hunters, while Solar Verse and Horror Verse face collapse. Part 2, Awakening of the Gods. The Sun God and Satan awaken, their cosmic clash shaking the universe. Cerberus, guided by balance, allies with Hikaru to save Sayuri, whose human form reemerges. Dark matter envelops Earth, threatening all souls. Part 3, Balance Restored. A final battle unites the mortal verse, samurai and ninjas. Solar Verse, souls and wolf spirits, and Horror Verse, Cerberus's redemption, Sayuri's sacrifice. The primordial god and Satan reconcile, reshaping dark matter into a neutral force. And Cerberus guards a healed universe. Visuals, epic live-action battles in Japan's mountains, anime's cosmic spectacles in the verses, with the Polar Express's wonder, the snowman's melancholy, and anime's intensity. Sayuri's human form, from your image, shines in key moments, tying the narrative together. Tone, a Braveheart-like crescendo of sacrifice, Mad Max's apocalyptic stakes, the passion's redemptive climax. Set up for expansion. New galaxies and gods created by the primordial god and Satan explored in sequels or spin-offs, each with unique verses and cycles. Key characters in the sense of my overall idea on how I believe Mel Gibson's vision for this would be: first, Hikaru, samurai, mortal verse, a wolf-souled warrior of the Radiant Crest, embodying Gibson's Braveheart heroism, honor, sacrifice, and quiet strength. Hero, Sayuri, ninja, horror verse, a panther-souled skull hunter, her tragic fall and rare human moments echoing Gibson's complex anti-heroes in a way. Cerberus, guardian all verses, a three-headed beast, light, Gibson's the passion spirituality, Shadow, his apocalypto darkness, Balance, his Braveheart wisdom, perfect for Gibson's voice acting and directorial flair. Primordial gods, Satan, cosmic beings. Gibson's voice could bring depth to their brotherly bond, their fall and redemption, mirroring the passion's divine drama. Dark matter, a sentient horror, its slime-driven sentient being of pure evil and chaos, a Mad Max-like antagonist for Gibson's action mastery. Josh Brolin comes to mind for the best voice imaginable for this incredibly important role. Also, this is just to explain how I came to be inspired to create these characters. I'm fully aware this has to be the biggest glaze. Damn, now you got me speaking like 20, 25, 23-year-old, damn it, imaginable. But to me, you just are the only man for the job in my eyes. I couldn't trust it to anyone else, and that's a fact. Go big. Or go home, right? So, everyone's probably wondering, why Mel Gibson? Your legacy. Legacy of the American patriot. Legacies of the best directorial debuts I've ever witnessed in my life. It's a good time to be alive, and your films touch the soul. Every single time. Your legacy, Mel, lies in the epic narratives you conjure up that blend visceral action with profound humanity. Qualities I have tried to make the first saga Eclipse of Eternity tries to embody throughout. In my mind, I see you, directing the sun's dawn completely. I hope it could rekindle something again, letting you craft a Braveheart-scale origin, while voicing Cerberus or the primordial god offers the passion-like spiritual depth. Producing the hybrid live-action and anime phases would showcase your versatility once again, bridging Hollywood's grit with anime's artistry, much like your pioneering spirit in Mad Max. This universe's themes, redemption, sacrifice, and the eternal struggle of light and shadow, align with your greatest works, inviting you to leave a new mark on cinema. Market potential and format innovation. Eclipse of Eternity targets global audiences, blending Hollywood blockbusters with anime's rising popularity via MAPPA's prestige and hybrid horror drama for streaming platforms. Its multi-format approach, live action for epic scale, anime for cosmic depth, hybrid for horror, ensures broad appeal, from Avengers-like fans to anime enthusiasts like Demon Slayer viewers. Mel Gibson's involvement would draw his loyal fan base, while the franchise's spiritual and action-packed core promises box office dominance and streaming success, rivaling Marvel, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings. Here's a call to action, brother Mel. This is your canvas to create a legacy-defining saga. Step into the sun's dawn as director, lend your voice to Cerberus or the primordial god, and lead Icon Productions in producing a franchise that melds your action mastery, spiritual depth, and visionary scope. Eclipse of Eternity isn't just a story. It's a universe born for your touch, ready to captivate audiences and cement your place in cinematic history. Let's bring light, shadow, and soul to the screen together. Or not. It's up to you, man. Laugh my ass off, ha ha ha. On a serious note, this pitch, dedicated to you, is crafted to resonate with your values. Passion your resolve to be the best you can be at whatever you do, and I try to offer a detailed, emotionally rich, and visually stunning vision for Hollywood I feel we could all use right now. Superheroes are great, but let's get on the cosmic and maybe even get Galactus involved or something. Now, that would be hilarious as hell. We have the technology now. Let's use it while also retaining the magic of practical FX effects more. A dying art, that is. Nothing is more trippy and visceral as practical FX. Inspiration for this came from the incredible films Sunshine, Solarverse, and Event Horizon, Horrorverse. I'd also love to approach these creators and ask if they would like to be a part of the entire saga, possibly for further expansions into the other parts of the universe, where there are parallel solar systems to ours, leaving out all the time travel and dimensional bullshit, and have the characters of Cillian Murphy, Sam Neill, Chris Evans, and the rest of those amazing crews to line up for a second go and what would be their sequels, however this time with an entire universe of possibilities to explore inside Pantheon Kingdoms, a multiverse saga. Eclipse of Eternity is just the beginning. To me, these films are some of the most iconic of all time. They are and will always be respected as the true parents that gave birth to my vision, which started to be constructed when I was just 5 years old, thinking about the relationship of light-dark as young boy, and was then defined after experience those legendary cinema masterpieces. Who would have known then it would have become what it is today? Thank you for listening, and keep up the excellent work, my brother in arms. May the ones you've lost in life smile upon you and never forget. Cerberus awaits